What's up, guys? It's Mythic. It's not really Mythic anymore, but it's Myth Exploits, as you can tell by this channel right here. I did have a channel, Mythic V2, but this channel did get strike way too many times, so yeah, F that. So I will just be regularly working on this channel. This is a channel that I used to do GTA 5 mods on, but never doing that again, since that did get me away from like uploading a lot. So first thing that you always want to do is to make an exploit. You have to go to Visual Studio Microsoft.com. This video will be mainly on Windows. Mac OS is completely different. I don't know about Linux. Do not ask me at all. I don't even think Linux has a version because this is Visual Studio Code. So sorry for Linux people. I don't know if you guys have app development, but for a free Visual Studio download, all you're gonna want to do is hover over this and then press Community 2019. You don't have to have any subscriptions for Community. Professional and Enterprise I used to have, but subscription ran out. So now I'm using Community. There is really no difference. I don't see it, but it still works. Quality is still good, and everything's perfect. There's no difference, except for macOS. Visual Studio Code is for different languages. Nothing the same as a C sharp, and this will be a C sharp, not a WPF. Yeah, let's get right into it. So once you download this, you're just gonna want to have to download basically everything once you get into installer. It's your decision, but all we're gonna do is C sharp. If you guys want to join the Discord for any more help, you can join it. It will be in the description. This will be the main Discord right here. It might get deleted soon. I did get a warning from Discord. If you guys want to be in my backup, there will be one called Gordon Ramsay's Restaurant, completely free to join. 100%. It has more features and more things to do, support tickets, general things, all the things that you want. It is small because I just made it, but let's hop in right into it. First thing that you want to always do is create a new project. Now, what you want to do is hit this top over here, click C sharp, do Windows, and then do what is it? Desktop. It is desktop. Okay, so it's gonna be forms and C sharp. You're gonna make sure this has C sharp, Windows, and desktop, and it's gonna you're gonna have to make sure it says Windows Forms app .NET framework. What you're gonna do is click it and then press next. Name it whatever. Name it your exploit name. This is gonna go as the same as your namespace, so just make sure. So I'm gonna name this YouTube exploit or something. Yeah, YouTube exploit. Just hit create after. To make this, you will have join Visual Studio. Fine, it's fine. You're gonna have this. Once you come into here, you have the start button. This is to like start your exploit to see what it looks like, and just to test things around. First of all, you are not gonna want this this top bar here. Makes your exploit look ugly. Doesn't make it look professional. Plus this expand thing, your eyes must be bleeding because I did that. But yeah, you're not gonna want this. So these are gonna be the basics. There's gonna be properties down here. I can scroll this up here. Oh God, why did I make it go out? All right, there's gonna be properties over here. I'm gonna stretch it up. Okay, so you have your properties, and this is gonna be your form one. Here's the basics. So you got your name. This is gonna be your name over here. So we're gonna name this YouTube exploit. This will also go with your name when you're gonna be doing stuff in code. The text in here, this is gonna be your text when you hover over, like on Discord. It says like Discord over there. You don't want it to say form 1, so you're gonna want it to be your exploit name, YouTube exploit. So when you press start, don't worry about this because we're gonna be taking rid of this. But when we hover over this, it's gonna be saying YouTube exploit. Now, to take off the top bar, that's the thing that you do not want. We're gonna go to form border style, and please make sure that you have alphabetical order pressed, so you don't have to like go through all the things. You're gonna go to form border style. And you're gonna, as you can see, it says sizable. You do not want that. Just put it to none. So now if you start it, it should be no top bar. Now to put it in the center, there's going to be something called start position. So when the form is opened, it's going to go to a specific location that you want, or the pre-locations that you have in here. You have manual, center screen, Windows default, that's what we just had, Windows default bounds, and center parent. I don't know what center parent is, but center screen, it just goes straight in the middle of your screen, like always. Now let's go over how to change a back color. First, it's called back color. This is going to be the color of the screen. So you can rather click that down arrow to go to web or custom to put your custom color. Web is all the colors that you want. System is all these colors from like the system or whatever. It's going to show it. And then you can rather put the HTML colors like 255 and then 255, 255. It's going to be a group of colors. So one of my main colors is 0, 109, 255, and it gives me this color. Now I would say the best dark colors for an exploit would be around 15, 15, 15, 15. That's a nice dark color. 15, 50, 15, all the way up to like 50, 50, 50. Those are the best colors. And it's always 3 groups of colors. If you guys want to get your own color, I would recommend to go to your web browser, type in HTML colorcodes.com. It takes you here, and then you could just play around with it, choose your own color, and then choose your color, and then there will be this RGB. That's what you need. So it will be 0, 182, 255, and then you come here, 0, and then do it again, put a whatever thing, and then, oh, by the way, it can't go over 255 because that's the max. So it would be 32, I guess. I don't know. So there's your color. So let's give this thing a color. This is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be making a home screen, so like a welcome screen or something. And let's give this a nice dark color. Let's put 25, 25, 25. So we're just going to be doing this, I guess. Like, welcome to, I don't know, welcome to YouTube Exploit. By the way, you don't have to copy me. This is going to be your own UI design that you want. 100% you can change it, but buttons will have the same, like the same code as mine. But alright, to change, so to get your to get like text out, like to put text on your screen, you're gonna go to your toolbox and search up label. What this is, it pulls out a label so you can type in that box. Let's first go over the properties on a label. Again, you have name for the label. That's the do in like the code. It's gonna be like a namespace or whatever for the label. The text, to change the text, you're gonna have to go to text and then change it in here. Let's say welcome to, then your exploit name. Welcome to YouTube exploit. Now to change the font and to the color, there's gonna be something called font and forecolor, not back color. Forecolor is for text. So again, you're gonna do forecolor. I like to do mine always white. It looks best for a dark color or whatever. And then for font, here you just press font. You'll see these 3 buttons right here, like these 3 dots. And then this is gonna pop up. There's a bunch of fonts out here, but I'm gonna go with Microsoft Yahoo UI, and I'm gonna go for a regular. There's bold, there's light, Obducat, I don't know, but yeah. You can go for a lot of fonts over here, but I'm gonna just go for the Yahoo UI. Go for this. If you want to put it in the middle, you can always go to auto size, turn that to false, and then you're gonna go to text align and then put that to the middle box. And then what you want to do is stretch out these things, and then stretch out this, and it will make it in the middle. And then you can move this with your like arrow keys up, down, left, right, doesn't matter. And actually, I'm gonna be changing the text to YouTube exploit. Okay, boom, that's done. Let's make this a little bit bigger, and let's put this bold, I guess. YouTube exploit. Let's put that in the middle. Now let's grab another label. Let's actually copy and paste. Put that above. And then what we're actually going to do is we're going to put welcome to, and then we're going to make it smaller. It's like 10, I guess. And then we're going to turn off the bold. Okay. Welcome to, and then your exploit. Then we're going to have a launch button. This is how it's going to work. If you guys want to have a nice button, I would say get these DLLs. First of all, you're going to want to have these DLLs. So in your folder that you will be downloading, it's going to be called things. There's going to be these DLLs. Bunifu, you will not need that actually. Give me a second. So all you're going to need is Citycone, very basic UI. I mean like a DLL for anything that you need. It's like more things but custom. It's just basically better than anything else. Put it in your desktop so you don't get things like mixed or whatever. So first thing you're going to do, minimize that. First thing you're going to do is go to references on the right side. You want to go ahead, you're going to right click it, press add reference, press browse, then go to desktop, and then go wherever you put the folder at. Go to citycone.ui, click it, add it, then press OK. Once you do that, that should be in your references. Next thing you want to do is right click on what's that called? Common controls or whatever. Right click on it, press choose items. Next thing you're going to do is press browse, and then you're going to click Citycone UI. It's going to be called AAA. That's actually no, that's not going to be called AAA. You're going to let this load in, and then like a lot of these things are going to pop up. That's completely fine. You're just going to press OK. Now if you do look at your toolbox, it's going to be filled with Citycone things, or you're not going to have the Bootyfoo things, but that's fine. It's going to have a bunch of Citycone things, which you need for this. So first thing you're going to search up is Citycone button. You'll get this button right here. Just drag it out. And now it's going to be like a basic button or whatever. Just make it whatever size you want. Here I'm going to have the Citycone button like at least like that size, or like right there. Now I'm going to have it in the middle. So all I'm going to do is drag it all the way down, and then click the form, and then I'm going to make sure that those two cubes are like in the middle. See, now those are in the middle. Just put it back wherever I want. Now I'm going to copy and paste. Now you're going to have your Discord server, or like wherever that you're going to want for people to join your server or do something, so they know that you have a backup or something in here. Just going to click your button. Just make the button whatever, lighter or a different color. So I'm gonna make this a bit lighter, so 35, 35, 35, so they can see the button. And remember, it's back color. No, it's not. For Citycone, it's fill color. It's fill color. Just make sure you know that. So you go to fill color, and then you put it to 35, 35, 35, 35. Now what you want to do is hold Control. So click the first Citycone button, and then the second one. Alright. Once you do that, you're going to go to properties. Now you have both buttons like connected to properties. So it's anything that you change in properties, it's going to go to both buttons. So press color, you're going to always take that off. That's completely bad. I don't like that. Shadow decoration, you could turn that off if you want. I don't care as much. Actually, put the color to 35, 35, 35 as the same color for shadow decoration color, or it's going to be buggy. And then scroll up, animated should be fine, and then go down to hovered state, and then put like that's like any color, or so when you hover over like the button, it's gonna go to that color, and it's gonna like fade to that color. So I'm gonna do a nice color, any color that you want, basically, doesn't matter. Jesus Christ, what did I do? I put a point, not a comma. Alright. So now if you do go here, let's check, see, when you hover over, you're gonna have that nice blue color, or whatever color that you're gonna have. Now, what you wanna do is, to make this rounded, if you guys do want it rounded, all you're gonna do is search up Citycone ellipse. What that does, it makes anything rounded, like it has like a curve on it. I like to have the border radius on 2, and then you're gonna put your target control. Basically, that means wherever you put your target control, let's say I'm gonna put it on Citycone button 1. That's where it's gonna be curved. And if I copy the Citycone ellipse 1 and I paste it like 3 more times, I could put this one to Citycone 2, and I could put Citycone ellipse 3 on the form, which is YouTube exploit, or whatever your form name is here. So now, once you have your buttons rounded, you'll also know that your form is rounded. So open back this, and then when you hover over, you can tell it's rounded. You can make it even more rounded if you change the border radius. So if you put this to like 7, it's going to be even more rounded. What button was that? That was Citycone button 2. That would be even more rounded. But I like to keep my border radius on 2. It looks best. Now to have like a top tab, all you're going to have to do is go on your toolbox, search up panel. By the way, toolbox will have everything that you want to place down, basically. So toolbox is your main thing as well. So to have a nice like a tab on the top, just grab a panel and make sure that you have it outside the box as well. It doesn't matter, but I'm just gonna make sure it's outside, and then just make this a lighter color or a darker color. But I recommend a lighter color. Actually, darker, yeah. 20. Okay. Now, when you have this, let's grab a label and drag it into the panel or the tab that you just made. Now, this is where your exploit name is going to go onto the tab. You can make the tab however big you want as well. You don't have to keep copying me, but that's fine. Let's make the 4-color white, which is basically the color for the label. Now let's change the font. I like to go for a nice Tahoma or Verdana, doesn't matter. I go for Tahoma, and I go for like a bold or 10, or let's go for 9. Yeah, 9 looks best. Then let's put your exploit name. Your exploit will be here basically. And then let's add a X button and a minimize button. You guys should know these codes if you do C++ or C# regularly. This also goes for WPF as well. But let's add these buttons. First thing you want to do is, again, Citycone button. You're gonna have this. Now put it in like the very corner, and put it inside the panel as well, so you don't get anything mixed. Put it whatever size or whatever, and then just make sure that you have it in your box and not outside. So boom, it's in there. Let's make the text none right now. Do it again. Depress color, get rid of that. You don't need that. And the shadow decoration, you don't need that. Get rid of that, get rid of that. Now you're just gonna have this color. I would recommend putting it as the same color as the background. So just put, so when you go to fill color, just put 0 and it automatically makes it transparent. And then next thing you want to do is, if you want a hover state, so if when they hover over the button, what's that called? Once they hover over the button, it's gonna be making another color. But if you do not want the fade on, like if you don't want it to fade, you go to animated and then you put that to false, and that's what makes the animation false, and it won't fade in. It will just make the color instantly. So let me explain it. If you go to like Citycone button 1 and then you go to animated, you turn it off, make it to false. You're gonna see it's gonna be an instant color, boom. And then with Citycone button 2, that's the animation is on, so it's gonna be fading in. That's off. So I still want that animation on because it looks cool as a fade, but for buttons, for like functions, I like to have it off. It looks better. So turn that off for me. And let's make the text. So I like to go to Google. I like searching up multiplication symbol. There's two. There's this skinny one that I like. It's the best one for like X buttons. So it's gonna look like that. It's gonna look like that. That nice X button. So, and then you're just gonna copy and paste into here. And then just make sure it's like right next to it. And then for a nice minimize button, I like to do an underscore. Now it looks small, right? But go to font, go to search up the Verdana font and make sure it's on regular and then put it to like 10. And then what you want to do is go to, if you want to keep it like that, that's 100% fine. But what I like to do is go to text offset, and then I click this, and then I click the what's that called, the plus sign, and I go to Y, and then I put -5, and that puts it like straight up in the middle. So now when we press start, it looks like this. Way better. Your exploit looks way better now. Welcome to your exploit. You can change your UI. You don't have to be copying me right now, but that's 100% fine. You don't have to. This, you gotta make sure. So for your hover state, let's do this now. So for your hover state, you're just gonna make it whatever color. So I'm gonna be making a lighter color than the one I have. So we're gonna put like 23, 23, 23. So when we hover over this, it will have that nice color, not the exact color from the main form, but it's completely fine. Now you want to move this UI. What you're going to want to do is go to Citycone drag control. This is going to be you dragging around it. So again, it's like ellipse, the Citycone ellipse. So the Citycone drag control, you're going to go to target control and you're going to pick what you want when you select for you to move it. So you're going to go here, and then I want this, the top tab, to move. That's going to be the panel. So you click it, you're going to click it, and then you're going to see the name. It's going to be all the way on the top. It's going to be panel 1. And then you're going to see this label right here, and this is label 3. So you're going to go to your city drag control 1, and then you're going to put the target control as the panel 1 or whatever you named it to. Then you're going to go to city cone drag control 2, and then you're going to put the target control to the label that you have up here. Now let me explain when you do not have it set to the label. If you do not, you're not going to be able to move. But if you do hover over this, you can. So yeah. So you're gonna come over here, put it to the label, and then boom. Now let's change the text for these buttons. I'm gonna put launch, and then your exploit name. For me, it's gonna be YouTube exploit. And then this one's gonna be join Discord server or whatever you want them to go to. Spelled server wrong. Okay. Now you got it. You got the same thing right here. You got launch YouTube exploit and join Discord server, and it's able to move, as you can tell. Now you want them to minimize and exit if they want. You're gonna double click the X button, and then here's your code. This is very basic. This is gonna be your namespace. This public partial class is like this is like a container holding all these things inside your form, anything that's supposed to go in here. And basically whatever that wraps around, like these brackets right here, that's gonna be holding this for each button. So this is on a click, so when you click the button, it's gonna exit or whatever. So to make a X code, like a exit code, all you're gonna do is application dot exit, and then you're gonna put the parentheses and then the semicolon to end it right there. That's where you want it to end. And then there's nothing gonna be after this because this is where the bracket ends. And boom. Now you have your X button. Let's see if it works. Of course it's gonna work. So you exit and then boom, works. Now to do the minimize button, just double click this and it'll be this right here. Now to make the minimize button, all you're gonna do is Windows state, and then you're gonna do equals, and then you're gonna do form Windows state, and then you're gonna do minimized, and then you're just gonna put a semicolon here, and that error should go away. So it's Windows state equals form Windows state dot minimize. This should be the easiest code for you to do X button and minimize button. This is so easy. I don't know how you can forget this, but professional C# users should not forget. Now, another thing C# users should not forget is how to go to a different form when you click a button, or how to do things from a different form to do things to another form. So now, let's say that you want to launch this exploit. Actually, let's do the join Discord button. So, click the button. So when you double click anything, it'll go to the forum or whatever. So go to the forum 1, double click the button, join Discord server. Now what you're gonna do is system.diagnostics process, and then .start, and then you're gonna wrap it around with a parentheses, and you're gonna put your link in here. This is gonna be your URL Discord link. Now if you don't want to do this, you can if you don't want to do this every single time, you're gonna put you're gonna go to your solution, not your solution, but your project, the C# YouTube exploit or whatever it says up here. You're gonna go to add, and you're gonna go to class. Just name it whatever. I'm gonna be naming this information. And then you press add. Then you're gonna come in here, press enter, and then you're gonna make a public static void, and then I'm gonna put like Discord invite or something, and then you're gonna put 2 and then 2 parentheses here, and then you're gonna press space and then type in the left bracket and then enter. Now this is where you're gonna put your Discord invite. So system.diagnostics.process.start parentheses and then quotes and then semicolon, and then this is gonna be your invite code or whatever. Let's put it to my Discord. So we're gonna do the HTTPS link. So let's say I want it to go here for an example. I'm gonna put the thing. I'm gonna make the invite. Hold on, I have a 60% keyboard, so discord.io. Jesus Christ. And silicone. This is gonna be my invite. So, and then you're gonna go back to your form 1, and then you're gonna do the thing that says right here. This is gonna be your class. You're gonna put your class first. So whatever class you have here, you're gonna do information. For me, it's information. Information dot, and then whatever you put here, you're gonna do here. So mine is Discord invite, and then you're gonna do the parentheses and then the semicolon. Now what this does is that you don't have to keep doing the system.diagnostics and then put your thing like that. No, it's gonna be way faster if you do this, and way more professional to say, so you don't have to keep doing it over and over and over. Now when you press start, it's gonna send you to the website or whatever you send it to. You can put it to like a YouTube link or basically anywhere that you want. So now this is movable. You can join this server. You can close this. You can exit out the thing. Now we're going to be making another form. Now to change this form thing, like it says form1.cs, make sure that you have the same name. So go to name, go to the form properties, go to name, and then just copy, and then go to here into your solution page. Right click form 1 and then rename it to the same thing. Just paste it in there and then press enter. Now this is going to be saying YouTube exploit. But if you want to, I'm gonna be changing it. I'm gonna be changing it to home UI. So now it's gonna be named home UI, and now I'm gonna rename it to home UI. And now it should be completely like fine. Alright. So now what we're gonna be doing is making another form for like a loader. Let's say like you want it to load in or anything. Let's say that you want to make it you want to make sure that they have the correct version, if it's patched or anything like that. Let's do it right now. So all you're going to do is click this green box, your project basically, right click, press add, and then you're going to press form Windows form. Name it whatever. I'm going to be naming it the loader UI. And then press add. It's going to be doing the same thing. It's going to set it back to default, but on your top you're still going to have this. This is just your things to go back and forth to whatever that you want. You can press exit on this, doesn't matter. But let's change it. So start position, let's put it in the middle again. Center screen, and then we're gonna put the form border style. This is so you don't have that top thing. You're gonna put it to a none. And now you're just gonna make it small since it's just gonna be a loader. You can make it whatever size you want, but I'm gonna be making like, I don't know, a very simple one, I guess. So that, and then you're gonna put it the same color that you have for this form right here, because it looks better and professional. Your back color for the form. And then to make it easier for you, you're gonna click this panel, and then you're gonna Control and then C, basically copy, and then go back here and then paste into here, so you don't have to make another panel. And then what you're gonna do is with your arrow keys, you're gonna line it up perfectly fine, and then just drag this outside, and then you're gonna click the exit button and the minimize button, and then with your arrow keys, you're gonna push it all the way to the right, slowly, and make sure that it's like lined up. Now you have this. Now to make a loader, it's very simple. You're just gonna grab you're gonna go to your toolbox, and then you're gonna go to panel. We're gonna do a simple one today, so let's make a panel right here. This is gonna be like your loading bar or whatever. Let's try to not make this a little bit too big, but it's gonna be like that. Let's make this a little bit smaller. Okay. Once it's here, we're gonna have a loading bar. Basically, this is gonna be very easy. Let's make this white. Let's make this panel white for the background, so they know like, oh, it's going up to there, so that's when it's gonna be switching to the next UI. And this is gonna be active, so you don't have to click anything. It's gonna be auto. And what's that called? Let's change this to a nice white color, I guess. 240, 240, 240. Remember 255 is the max, and that's the widest. Let's go to 235, 235, 35. I don't know what nice white color there is, but let's do this. And then let's do that. And then what you want to do is actually, what I just did is copy this form and then paste it. And then you're just going to put it at the same position, try to. And then with the second, you're just going to drag it all the way back as much as you can. And then what you're going to do is make this a green color or whatever color that you want. So I'm going to put this to a nice green color. Let's make this a little bit better. That green looks ugly. Green, 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 green. Actually, that looks fine, if I believe so. So let's grab a label again. Let's put it like right there. Then what you're gonna do is go to white. You're gonna do it again. Go to your 4-color, make it white. Go to your font. I'm gonna put it to Yahoo UI. Put it to regular. And now put it like to 10, I guess. And then you're gonna rename it to let's say checking data. So you want it to like check data, I guess. I don't know. Or checking for, I don't know, update on it. So it's gonna be like this. You're gonna make it very similar to SnapsX loader. I'm gonna change the back color of this panel because I don't like it too much. Okay. So once that's checking data, what you want to do is click the label and make the auto size on false, and then make the text align in the middle so it doesn't move anywhere. So you're gonna drag this. It has to be the same position. Like you have to drag it out, and it has to be the same thing. So now it's in the middle, and it's not gonna go anywhere. Now what you want to do is go to your toolbox and type in timer, and then drag it out and just place it whatever, I guess. It's gonna be here. Go to your properties of the timer. Go to enabled, and then put this to enabled. So once this form is running, basically it's gonna be running by itself, and you don't have to click anything. All you gotta do is wait until this bar goes all the way up there. And what we're actually gonna do is get rid of this. We're gonna get rid of this minimize button because this is gonna be just a loader. And this X button, we're just gonna keep it there. And what we're actually gonna do is we're gonna already code it. We're gonna do application.exit for the X button. And then what you're gonna do is scroll down on the properties on the X button and go to visible and turn that to false, so they can't see it until you code it for them to see it, so they can exit out. So now once you have your timer on, you're right here. You're just gonna come over here, double click timer, and then now this is where you're gonna be checking where, like, if the exploit is updated or not, or if it's patched or not. So what you're gonna go is go to GitHub, create an account. This is what you're always gonna do: create a new repository, name it to your exploit name, YouTube exploit or whatever, and then you're just gonna create repository. Now you're gonna click README. This is just gonna make a thing. You don't need this. Just delete that. We're gonna do update check, and then you're gonna do the version that you want, like 1.0, and then you're gonna put commit file or whatever. And let's create another one. You're gonna press add file. Actually, no. You're gonna go to create new file. Yeah, you're gonna press create new file, and then you're gonna come over here, create your file. It's gonna be named patch check or something, and then we're gonna put not patched. Commit new file, and now you got these two. What you're gonna do is we're gonna actually make it go through a process where it's gonna make sure that you have the correct version or not. You're gonna go to raw, and then you're gonna copy this URL. Now what you're gonna do is web client. This might give you some errors, but do not worry yet. And then you're just gonna give this like a name or whatever. You're gonna name it update check, and then you're gonna put equals new web client, and then you're gonna put parentheses semicolon. Now we're gonna do if parentheses and then exclamation mark, and then we're gonna do the name update check that you put right here. We're gonna do update check. Let me actually zoom this in for you guys because I don't know if you guys can see that very well or not. But we're gonna do that. Update check. And basically you're gonna put the name right here. Update check, and then we're gonna put download string. And then next thing you'll wanna do is do another parentheses, and then put that in there. And then you're just gonna have your GitHub link in here. So now you're gonna go to here, copy the URL, link in there, and then you're gonna put .contains, and then you're gonna put parentheses in there, and then it's gonna have to be the same thing that you have in here, that you have here. So it says 1.0, right? And actually, you're not gonna have a semicolon there. You're actually gonna have to put another thing here, and then the brackets. So when you come over here, it doesn't have like the semicolon because you're not done yet. And then it's like a true or false thing. So once you have these two, like I just did, let me explain again. Add the two parentheses here, and then you're gonna put space and then bracket and then press enter. Now you have this. Now go to this and then press enter, put else, and then again space, bracket, boom. Now this is going to be your false side and this is going to be your true side. So if they do have the correct version, this is going to be the true side and it's going to keep continuing. This is going to be the false side if they do not have the correct version. This is what's going to happen. It's going to happen all in this code. So if they do have the correct version, actually what you're going to have to do is go to private and then you're going to put async in here. I keep forgetting that. Put async in there. Now this is going to be false. Do not matter. It does not matter here. Just forget about that. That's just a warning. That does not matter right now. Now let's say if it's true. So you're going to go to this bracket, like this container here. And now you're going to put your label dot text. Jesus Christ, why is it not working? And then it's going to put equals. No, I forgot the label. Label 1, I believe, or it's label 3. No, it's label 1. Label 1, it's whatever label this is right here. So yeah, this is label 1. So label 1 dot text. You're gonna put equals, and then you're gonna put it here. Now it's gonna say it's basically gonna say you have the let's make it like straight up. Let's put label 1 text. Let's put checking for patch or something. Checking for patch. And then you're gonna put the semicolon, and that's gonna be changing. And then you're gonna copy and then paste in here. And what you're gonna do in here is you do not have the correct version. Now, if you want to change the color, it's gonna be like changing colors or whatever. But label 1 that text, you do not have the correct version. And then what you want to do is rather have a message box, or let's make it like a message box. And then you're gonna do show, and then you do not have the correct version for your exploit name, YouTube exploit. Would you, let's do, would you like to join the Discord server? Discord server, question mark. Then what you're gonna do is go to this quote right here. You can put comma and then another like quotes or whatever. Then you're gonna do your top. This is gonna be your tab name, and then put myth or whatever, or your exploit name. Then you're gonna put semicolon there. Now it's gonna be containing this. So if it's how this works, let me explain again. So once you have your new version, right? Once you have your new version, you're gonna come back in your code, and then you're gonna put 1.1, and whatever they have that exploit, that code, for them it's going to be 0. Your new one is going to put 1.1, and then you're going to put, once you release this exploit, you're going to come here, edit it, and then make it to 1 and then apply. So basically, if you put this to 1.1, so let's say they have the 1.0, right? This is what's going to happen. Actually, never mind, because we don't even have it coded. So first, again, let's come in here, launch YouTube exploit. What you're going to do is just double click that button. Let's put the loader, the form name. For me it's gonna be loader UI. So loader UI, and then you're gonna put the name for it, loader UI. Just, you can't put it the same because it's like a namespace basically. I don't even know what to call it, but equals new loader UI has to be the same one. It has to be the form name. What you're gonna do is some parentheses and then semicolon. Then you're gonna do enter, and you're gonna do loader UI as the one that you have right here, and then dot show, and then semicolon. Now what you want to do here as well is on top you're gonna put this dot hide, so it hides the or closes the form that you have, like the home UI. You click this and then it goes away. Oh god, and yes, and that's what we have to fix. So you don't want it to do that, so you're gonna go to timer 1, and then what you basically want to do is over here you're gonna put timer 1 dot stop in parentheses and then close it. Now it will only pop up once if you do not have the correct version. You do not have the correct version, and then as I said, you're gonna have the name right here of myth or whatever, the top name that you want. And just press OK, and then once you press the OK button, you want it to send them to the Discord. So again, if you did the thing I did in the information class, you're gonna do the same. So I basically said, what I'm saying is once they press OK, is that it's gonna do the Discord invite. So we're gonna put Discord information.discord invite and then close it, parentheses, semicolon. And then you want them to wait. It's gonna be like a timer. It's gonna be like a task delay. Await dot task delay. It has to be a space here. And then you're gonna put the milliseconds. It's milliseconds, not on seconds. So 2,500 is 2.5 seconds basically. 1,000 is 1 second. So let's put like a 1 second delay, and then semicolon. And then what you want to do is application dot exit, and then parentheses semicolon. So now once you run it, you press launch exploit, it's going to do this. It's going to invite you to it, and then it's going to close the application that you just had. Now for it to wait, if you want it to wait, to give it some time, so you're going to do await dot task delay. Task dot delay, and then you're gonna do parentheses in here, and you're gonna do 1 second up here. So it's gonna give it some time for you to read. So let's say if you launch it, checking data, and then it's gonna do that. So yeah, and then what we're actually gonna do is come over here and what it's going to do is, let's actually make it say that you're gonna have, it's gonna be checking for update. So let's put checking for update, and then you're gonna copy the wait task delay, and then you're gonna press enter and then do that. Now what it does is checking for data, checking for update, and then boom, it's gonna be doing that. Now you can make it go slower for the milliseconds that you have, so I only have it on set to 1,000, which is basically 1 second. So now what you want to do is make that panel move, which is going to be panel 3. it's going to be the green panel or whatever panel that you have. So it's going to be panel 3, right? So I'm going to do panel 3 dot width, and then you're going to put equals to whatever. So this panel tells you how long it is going to be. So this is going to be, the max width is going to be 425. This panel is going to be 425, so this panel, the loader panel, can only go up to 425. So when you come over here, panel dot width, and then it's going to go, let's make it go up to 120, and then you're going to put semicolon because you're not going to put the parentheses and then the semicolon because that's just going to give you an error. So just make a semicolon. Now when you press start, it's going to do this. Boom. Now it moved. And now you're going to have this, and then you press OK, and then boom. And actually you don't need this exit button since it already closes by itself after like a second. So you have panel 3 dot width 120, and then once this is true, you're going to make this want to go higher, right? So you're going to do panel dot 3, and then you're going to put it higher than regular. So we're going to put 210. So now if it's true, actually no, it's not going to be true because we got to change this back to 1.0 or whatever it says in your thing right here. So right now it's 1.0. And then checking for update. And then checking for patch. And then boom. That's all the code we have now. Now let's continue it. Now it's going to be checking for patch. And then we're going to do the same thing with the web client. It's going to check for the web client. So we have to do web client. And then we're going to put, let's say, patch check or something. Patch check, and then we're going to do new web client, and then parentheses, semicolon. Now we're going to do the same thing, if, then parentheses, exclamation mark, patch check. And then we're going to do, what's that called? Download string. It's going to download the string from the URL link that you have. Then you're going to do quotes. Then you're going to grab the same thing, so you're going to go back to YouTube exploit. Then you're going to click the batch check, and then you're going to go to raw. And then you're going to copy this. Then you're going to paste it into here. And then what you want to do next is press dot contains. And then you're going to put parentheses again. Then you're going to put quotes. And then you're going to put the same thing that does it in here. Not patched. So not patched. And then over here, just going to do space and then the brackets. And then press enter. Again, this is going to be false side. You can go down, press enter, do else, and then brackets again. True side, false side. You got to keep remembering that. You cannot forget about that as well. So once you have this, if this does not have, if not patched, if it does not contain not patched in here, then it's going to go false. If it does, then it's going to go true. That's like a basically an easier way of saying it, but it's fine. So now we're going to do the false side first. Let's do it again. Let's do like the message box. Let's copy and paste this since we're not doing that again. So I'll do that. And I'm going to do let's do this. So let's make it say this exploit or your name exploit. YouTube exploit is patched right now, or let's say YouTube exploit is unavailable right now. If you would like would like, you can join the Discord server for latest updates / announcements. Jesus Christ, what did I just do? For latest, yo, how do I spell latest wrong? Latest / announcements. And then here's gonna go your tab, your name or whatever. And now you got your message box. Once they press OK, they're gonna do information.discord invite. I don't know if you guys remember that. It's the Discord invite. So you're just gonna do information.discord invite, and then again close it off. And then we're gonna do a wait task. Task.delay. Then we're gonna put the seconds in here. Let's do it again. 1 second. Close this off, and then we're gonna do application exit, and it's gonna exit by itself. And then boom. Now you got your false side ready. Now let's do the true side. Now if it's true, what we're gonna do is make the panel 3 and the label 1 change again. So this is gonna go to 310. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna put loading YouTube exploit, or whatever you want it to do. Loading YouTube exploit. And actually, is this on a timer? No, it's not. What you're gonna do is make this go on a timer, so await task.delay, and then put this to another second. So after you put checking for patch, you're gonna make it do it to another second. And then once that goes through, it's gonna make this say loading YouTube exploit. You're gonna make it another second, or however much, 3 seconds, I guess. And then you're gonna do this.hide, and then you're gonna make it go to a different form. So again, you want to make another form. Go to your project and go to add, go to form windows, and then you're gonna name this main UI. This is gonna be your exploit UI, and then you'll have this. This is gonna be your UI for your exploit. So now, after it waits like 3 seconds, it's going to hide this UI, and then you're gonna want it to go to another thing. So it's gonna do main UI, and then you can name this whatever, Tata, or you can do it again, main UI. Then equals new main UI, the form name. Then you can do that. I like to call this nickname. I don't know why, but I call it nickname. And then you're gonna do the nickname main UI, and then you can do .show, and then you close it off. And then that's where it ends. Then you're gonna press start, and then you're gonna see if it works. So you press launch exploit, and then watch it work. Check it for patch, loading YouTube exploit, and actually, let's change something. Here. I did forget something here. So if you go to panel 3.width, you're gonna come over here, and then it's gonna be loading or whatever. Let's make this 1 second, 1.5 seconds, and then you're gonna do panel 3 or whatever panel that you have, .width equals, and then I'm gonna do whatever the max thing that you have. So this right here, the white UI, the white loader, or the white panel, you go down to size, and you check what the width is. So mine is 125. That's the max. Then you're gonna go to the panel 3 code, and you're gonna make it go up to 425, and you're gonna make it wait another couple seconds, and then it's gonna do that. So let me explain what it looks like now. Launch exploit, check for update, check for patch, loading YouTube exploit, and then boom. Now you got your loader. Now, next episode on this, it's going to be a little bit easier, not too complicated. This does look complicated, but it's not. Just a couple of bit of coding and not too much. This is just the basics right now. You guys still have a lot to learn from me, especially because I do exploits on C#. I don't really learn from WPF a lot. It does seem harder, but it is easier to make UIs a lot better. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and peace out.